With the official introductions, here's Michael C. Williams.
Fighting out of the red corner at 6'1", weighing in the same 185 pounds. As a professional, he's undefeated at 9-0, fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida, by way of Kansas City, Missouri. Introducing Johnny Diamond Hands Eblen.
Round one. Eblen immediately attacking the leg of Huckbody, who switches to southpaw. Body kick by Eblen.
Beautiful counter. Nice job by Johnny Eblen. Watch him catch the kick and then throw the beautiful left-right.
Solid right hand that landed for Eblen. Kick right underneath the armpit, and it's all Johnny Eblen early. Huckbody launches a low kick and another one of his own, but countered by Eblen. Eats that left hand, and Johnny Eblen going on the attack and taking Huckbody to the canvas.
Shots right here. He needs to do something other than what you're seeing.
And young Huck is stopped here. Johnny Eblen, happy early 30th birthday as he improves to 10-0 with his 5th knockout victory. He is 6-0 in Bellator MMA, number 5, and a man to keep your eyes on.
So take a look at what happens here. Nice leg kick. And then he goes after the shots. Big left hand touches. That affects Huckbody. Eblen then goes after him, takes him down, and right away, heavy ground and pound, landing a big left hand. That jackhammer just kept on finding its spot. Huckbody turns his back. You cannot do that in a professional fight. That's what's going to bring the referee in. Good stoppage. Nice win by Johnny Eblen.
In Bellator MMA, the tale of the tape for tonight's main event.
You got to look, if you're going to go to anything here, take a look at these records. 49-7-2. This is his 59th fight, like you're saying. That's amazing. He is fighting at this level with that many fights. 11-0. Johnny Eblen has been perfect. Can he keep it that way?
A big step up in class for Johnny Eblen. So many gaudy statistics for Mousasi, including 33 first-round finishes. The latest back in February against Eblen's teammate, Austin Vanderford. All 6 stoppage wins for Eblen have come in the opening round. The bell, and we are underway, scheduled for 5 for the Bellator Gold. Oblique kick right off the jump for Johnny Eblen.
Oblique kick, but take a look at the stance right now of Gegard Mousasi. He's kind of square. That's because he knows Eblen is a good wrestler, and he's going to give a little bit in the stand-up as far as opportunities for Johnny to try to connect, because he believes he's that much better, so he can stop the takedowns.
There's something to say about being calm and composed at the highest level of MMA. 2 of the all-time greats, Fedor Emelianenko and now Gegard Mousasi. They definitely do not like, they have great poker face.
Oh my God, the first time that I refereed Gegard Mousasi, he was fighting for the championship, and during the entire fight, which didn't last that long, his heart rate never went above 70. He was amazing to me. I was like, is this guy gonna fall asleep?
Well, in many ways, he's a Superman, wears the glasses, unassuming, doesn't court a lot of publicity, and yet we mentioned at the top of the telecast another all-time great, Khabib Nurmagomedov, calling him the most underrated fighter in MMA, and definitely a case can be made that he's been underappreciated, but all he continues to do is win at the highest level, close to 2 decades, John. Oh, but a beautiful combination from Johnny Eblen, and Eblen touches up Mousasi. Eblen's like, hey guys, I get it. Mousasi, and look at the veteran Mousasi recovering.
Eblen hurt him bad.
Yes, he did, and now working the wizard.
Johnny Eblen needs to try to separate right here. He's still hurt. There is no doubt that Gegard Mousasi got rocked.
And And that's what Austin Vanderford tried to do in the opening round of his title defense. But Johnny Eblen said, hey, when I dethrone Mousasi, don't call it a shock. Well, he just shocked Mousasi's system.
He definitely put it where if Gegard wasn't awake before, he's awake now.
And you know what? Mousasi has only been knocked out once. And that was against Uriah Hall, which he avenged. But my, oh my, adversity for the champion here in round one. But again, look at his countenance, John.
And this is the part where, to go back to the keys to victory. In this position now, Johnny Eblen needs to do damage. If there's something that we talked about at the beginning of the show is Gegard Mousasi does not get damaged in just about any fight.
He remains calm under fire, although now Eblen taking his back. So Eblen, the underdog, coming in, looking to keep Mousasi from the golden milestone and what he hopes will be a golden night for American top teams. Couldn't ask for a better start for the challenger.
Nice job.
Down as Mousasi's looking for the Kimura.
Eblen doing a nice job getting his feet. It was a little bit difficult for him to get him up, so he couldn't drag his feet. Johnny holding on to that. Nice ride, just taking his time. Not trying to get crazy. He knows he hurt him. He doesn't want to get crazy and lose his position or lose what he has accomplished so far in this round.
Eblen says he has the tank, the best skill set to take out Mousasi. He granted that Mousasi has maybe a higher fight IQ, but Eblen says he's younger, more athletic, and he thinks he has a better gas tank, and he's definitely putting the pressure on. But look at Mousasi, the reversal by the champion, and he snatches the neck of Eblen. And now an exchange incredible.
I was going to say, Eblen is losing this position. You have to realize when you're losing it, don't try to stick with it.
Wow, 45 seconds left. Plenty to dissect already in this championship fight.
Look, Eblen brought in Sean Strickland to be one of his sparring partners in the stand-up because he knows how tough Sean is and that he likes to, bang from the start. That brought confidence to his game, and he's showing that right now with Gegard.
And Mousasi, though, showing off his striking pedigree with the 1-2. And Mousasi, he trained with heavyweights, and oh yeah, owns a submission win over a mega heavyweight Mark Hunt in his career. He's recorded wins at middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. And hey, he's been in tough here against Johnny Eblen. Eblen showcasing his wares in the opening 5 minutes and having fun doing so, John. Times, well, Mousasi went back to the drawing board. It's become one of the best at defending the takedown, but hey, he went down courtesy of the power of Eblen in that first 5 minutes.
Well, he did. That was a great first round for Johnny Eblen.
Enough to give him the round, John?
Oh, absolutely. Johnny Eblen takes that round 10-9.
Gotta ask these days, McCutcheon. You never know, my man. And there's a sharp jab by Mousasi.
That jab is what Mousasi really needs to start to rely on.
But there's that left hand again for Eblen. Finding the range, the timing, delivering a body kick. Oh, but then Mousasi tags Eblen. Eblen looking for the takedown. Explodes, reverse. And Mousasi very active from his back, but Eblen goes into side control.
Great job by Johnny Eblen. A lot of movement there, but he wins the scramble, gets to the top position now, inside mountain.
And while it's been proven to be very difficult to keep Mousasi down, Johnny Eblen working from side control, looking to maximize this advantageous position. And yet Mousasi delivering right hands from the bottom. There's a left hand up top from Eblen. One thing's for sure, Mousasi will not willingly accept this position, John.
No, but this is, in my opinion, against Gegard, this is a really solid position. A lot of times wrestlers like to get into the half guard so they can trap on that leg. Gegard's very good at moving himself into a position for the sweep or to escape. He's got a lot of movement to get through from that side control position.
Two minutes gone here in the second round, and Johnny Eblen 3 for 3 in the takedown department. But here's the attempted reversal by Mousasi. Gets to his feet momentarily, but Eblen bringing him back down to the canvas. And Eblen acquitting himself well here in his first title shot.
Mousasi had that. That was a beautiful hook sweep that he got to get himself in a position to get back to his feet. Eblen right away just driving into him, still in a position where he has his hands around him.
Mousasi taken down yet again by Eblen, his fourth takedown.
And this is great work by Johnny Eblen. He's really making Mousasi work here. You want to get Gegard where his heart rate's up high, and that's exactly what Johnny Eblen is doing.
And chants of "Let's Go Johnny" begin to fill Mohegan Sun Arena. Eblen fighting out of Coconut Creek, Florida by way of Kansas City, Missouri. Minute 45 left, and Gegard Mousasi gets back to his feet while Eblen tries to keep him along the fence, and on the break, Eblen delivers an elbow strike.
That's a nice job by Johnny Eblen on the exit. If you're going to, need that separation, make him pay one last time.
Eblen misses with a wild left. Jab through the guard by Mousasi. Blocks that overhand left by Eblen. Inside kick by the champion.
Johnny getting a little bit more flat-footed right now. Obviously, starting to feel a little bit of the heart rate going up. Trying to gain some time that he can breathe and get his heart rate down.
And to the 10th minute of this championship fight. And Eblen has looked very good and lands a nice combination there, culminating with that left hook to the side of Mousasi's head. Here's a knee kick from Mousasi, and may have bounced off the cup. The combination, final 15 seconds of the second round, and the game plan being put together by Eblen and the crew at American Top Team, delivering dividends through 2 rounds of action here.
Absolutely. And really mature fight. His fight IQ is up there. He's showing that. I have him up 2 rounds to none.
Third round. Exchange of kicks. Scores for Eblen, fainting.
Really
trying to
nice head
up the rhythm, and nice combination. Land the right hand. Mousasi avoided that other right, but now Eblen sitting down on his punches.
Really nice head movement by Johnny Eblen. See good feints.
Oh, nice jab countered by Mousasi.
That's that jab that Mousasi needs to keep sticking.
Back kick lands for Mousasi. Yeah, and he moves back and avoids that combination from Eblen. Mousasi on the fence, sidesteps that. Eblen from southpaw. Exchange body kicks. Mousasi seemingly wanting to continue to collect the data, and again, he saw it in the feature, didn't know allegedly who Johnny Eblen is. Well, he's definitely beginning.
He knows who he is
very
now.
well through the first 2 rounds, and yet never showing any panic. And yet Eblen continues to land the strikes. Mousasi credited with 10 more strikes landed. Again, it's been the wrestling of Eblen and the striking. I mean, he hurt Gegard Mousasi in the opening round.
I'll say that Gegard has landed more strikes, but Johnny Eblen has landed the more powerful strikes throughout this.
And there's that overhand right that landed. Midway through the round in this championship fight, again, the sharpshooting jab of Mousasi, but no follow-up. It's all single shots.
Exactly. And that right now is because he's worried about the wrestling and being taken down. But Johnny Eblen has been successful with it so far.
Now Mousasi pumps the jab. Eblen feinting. Wanting to get Mousasi to bite, and then scores with a lead right.
Well, look at the difference right now. At least Johnny Eblen, most of the time, he's moving his head. He's giving a little bit of movement, just like you see right there. Gegard Mousasi's head's right on the center line.
Yes, it is. And he just ate that body kick to the liver by the southpaw stance of Johnny Eblen. Another oblique kick from Mousasi. The jab was parried by Eblen. And again, John finding a home for that right hand. And another right hand lands for Eblen to the face of the Bellator middleweight champion. Mousasi's offense has to be comprised of a lot more than just the jab here against this hungry challenger. Johnny Eblen, just 6 years younger than Mousasi at 30, but a huge disadvantage in experience, a major step up, and so far he has proven that, yeah, he belongs in this championship fight as the #1 contender. Final minute of the round. Rare right hand for Mousasi.
What you saw just a moment ago when you saw Eblen throw that big right hand just like he just did there. You need to see Mousasi have a counter. When he's not countering, it's telling you he's tired. Take a look at Mousasi right now. His mouth is open. He's breathing through his mouth, which means he's at an oxygen deficit right now.
Eblen checked the kick through the right hand. Final 15 seconds. Another strong round for the challenger, Johnny Eblen. As we head into the championship round.
Fought a beautiful fight so far, utilizing both his striking and his wrestling. He's got Gegard in a position where Gegard is not sure what's coming.
We have entered the championship rounds. Round 4, Mousasi possesses one of the best jabs in the sport, but jab alone won't be enough against Johnny Eblen, not on this night.
Oh, Johnny Eblen right now, and he's gaining confidence as the fight's going on.
Head kick. But you're right about Mousasi's body language and the fact that he remains with his head on the center line.
See right there, normally you're seeing a good counter from Mousasi. It's almost like he's a little tired and he's just unable to get it off. Nice job by Johnny Eblen.
Make it 6 takedowns for Johnny Eblen. 1 minute gone in round 4.
Gegard Mousasi, most of the time, able to get to the top position against all of his opponents. Has not found that once in this fight. Again, finds himself with his back against the cage. Johnny Eblen putting a lot of pressure on him. Not a lot of damage, but time is just clicking by, and he's having to carry Johnny Eblen's weight, getting more and more tired.
Eblen has a hook in with, has Mousasi's back. He has one guillotine choke, the lone submission victory for Johnny Eblen. As Mousasi finds himself in rough waters against the #1 contender.
Eblen needs to be very careful of not allowing Mousasi to turn inside.
Mousasi
back control
has been submitted 3 times, never via rear naked choke.
Right now, there's not even close to just what we call a seatbelt position. Controlling the position with Mousasi. There's no danger right now to a submission. That can always change. Doing a nice job riding to the top position, just continuing to put pressure on Mousasi. Mousasi trying to bring the knee up, not quite there.
Mousasi walking down, Eblen now delivers the body kick, but just single shots. There's that jab that misses. Eblen looking to parry the jab, and again, chance of let's go Johnny. And heading into the final minute of the 4th round, Eblen secures another takedown, make that 7 in the final minute of this penultimate round.
This is where I feel Johnny Eblen really needs to start to open up. Start to try to do things that cause damage here. You've been winning the stand-up in the outside. Your wrestling's been great. Start doing damage to the ground. Make it to where he doesn't even want to get back to his feet.
Are we on the verge of a major upset for the middleweight championship? Johnny Eblen bringing the fight to the champion Mousasi. That his protege on the verge of becoming just the 7th fighter to hold the Bellator middleweight championship. Johnny Eblen with less than 5 minutes now to pull off this upset.
Johnny Eblen's out. Moving, good footwork, sticking the jab. He knows where he's at. He knows how much more he has to do.
You also know what Gegard Mousasi, oh, nice counter, right cross, and Eblen now letting Mousasi know about it. What do you make of Gegard Mousasi tonight, not taking anything away from Johnny Eblen, because it's been Johnny Eblen's night, and that's been the case, but anything that you can point out that might lead to even more insight as to what has not been a great night for Gegard Mousasi at all?
No, it's definitely not been a great night for him, but that's because of Johnny Eblen. It's the things that Johnny Eblen... I want you to go back to the 1st round. Was he able to hurt him?
Yeah.
In the 1st round, again, we talked about at the start of the show, Gegard does not get damaged. He got damaged in the 1st round. He's been damaged in a couple other rounds, and that has made a difference in this fight. Johnny Eblen has just done a fantastic job.
Mousasi 7-1 here in Bellator again, in the midst of his 2nd reign, the lone loss Appointed by Rafael Lovato Jr. for the title. Lovato Jr. forced to relinquish the title and retire from the sport. And now it's Johnny Eblen. How impressed have you been with his striking?
I mean, super impressive. I've been saying for a while, his striking is getting better and better. He's more confident in his hands. He's more confident in this fight than I've seen him in any fight. Obviously, he put in the work that he needed. He went the rounds with the guys that were pushing him and making him better, and it's all paying off tonight.
Another takedown attempt pays off for the challenger. Johnny Eblen has completely neutralized one of the best finishers in mixed martial arts. We have sung his praises, rightfully so, throughout the night, but Johnny Eblen earning the praise.
There's always that night that comes when you know it's not your night, but it is your opponent's, and everything they do works for them, and everything that you try just doesn't seem to work for you. And that's what we've seen tonight. And
Eblen told us, he warned us, he says, hey, he doesn't think a lot of people realize how good he is because he hasn't fought many high-level guys. He recorded a big win over the veteran John Salter, who of course challenged Mousasi, but this has been, you know, an amazing effort by Johnny Eblen, and Gegard Mousasi is stuck.
He is stuck, and this is why everyone gets into MMA math, and we try to tell you, look, you can't use MMA math. Styles make fights. Certain people on certain nights can beat anybody. Johnny Eblen is that good. We've seen him before as far as have nights where he just, everything he did worked. And tonight, it's happening again for him. He looks fantastic.
Began his athletic career in wrestling at the age of 5. We talked about his credentials at the University of Missouri. And then Steve Moko, well-known and accomplished amateur wrestler, brought Johnny Eblen to American Top Team, where he has trained with an all-star camp, some of the best fighters in the sport. And Johnny Eblen is on his way to proving that he is one of the best fighters in the sport, as he is 25 seconds away from upsetting an all-time great in Gegard Mousasi.
Not only upsetting, in my opinion, winning every round of the fight.
And putting a punctuation mark on the proceedings with another takedown. Johnny Eblen. What a performance. The human cheat code.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in tonight's world title fight, we go now to your 3 judges at cage side: Brian Miner, Marcel Varela, David Peabody. All see it exactly the same at 50-45 for the winner by unanimous decision. And now the new Bellator middleweight world champion, Johnny the Human Cheat Code Eblen.
To the tail of the tape for our first of 2 championship fights here tonight at Bellator 290.
Man, as simple as it gets. You take a look at it, things are very close here, but look at those records. 12-0 for Johnny Eblen, the champion. 31-2 for Anatoly Tokov.
For this Bellator middleweight championship fight, all 6 of Johnny Eblen's finishes have come in the first round. For Anatoly Tokov, he has 11 wins via first-round knockout or submission, and has a victory over former Bellator middleweight champion Alexander Shlemenko. The bell and round 1. Huge edge average in overall experience for Anatoly Tokov, with this being his 34th professional fight compared to Eblen's 13th. But Eblen, a fast learner, went down to Florida and was introduced to ATT by two-time NCAA National Wrestling Champion at Iowa in 2008 U.S. Olympian Steve Mocco. One of the better decisions Mocco's made. He's made many, but definitely changed Eblen's life.
Oh, he absolutely did. Steve Mocco he's a crazy man, but he's an outstanding wrestling coach. And he brought Johnny Eblen there because he saw something in him. And there has been no doubt, everybody that trains with Johnny Eblen says, oh my God, this guy is the best middleweight fighter in the world. There is no doubt he's that good.
Calf kick by Eblen, came into the sport. He's a hard-working wrestler out of the University of Missouri, same school that former Bellator champions Ben Askren and Mike Chandler attended. There's the combination by Eblen, and since going to ATT, really focusing on his striking, and has really grown exponentially when it comes to his boxing techniques.
Well, he's now throwing combinations that you just don't see a lot of mixed martial artists throw. He's throwing double hooks. He's doing all kinds of things that are not easy to do, but he's doing it based upon the fact that his wrestling is so good. He can get himself out of bad positions at times. Johnny Eblen is the real deal, and the fact that he utilizes all elements of mixed martial arts makes him extremely difficult.
Oh, counter right by Tokov, who immediately latches on to Eblen.
And you saw out of position, but back, was unable to get to that point of a takedown, but that was a nice right hand by Anatoly Tokov.
Left high kick blocked by Tokov. Body kick by Tokov. Tokov began training military hand-to-hand combat and judo at 14. And of course, Eblen, we talk about his background as a wrestler, started at the age of 5. Midway point of the opening round, scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds for the Bellator middleweight crown. The jab lands for Tokov. Good exchange.
Very nice exchange. Tokov, we talked about his intelligence as a fighter and his ability to change the momentum. For a little bit there, you saw Johnny Eblen being able to back him up. He knew that he can't have that happen, and so right away starts creating that lateral movement, circling off, making it so Johnny Eblen cannot back him up. Very intelligent.
Since that incredible victory over Mousasi to become champion, Eblen been doing a lot of sparring and really working on growing his fight IQ. He told us that it's never been better, and he's been working on going to the body more, getting slicker with his defense, and utilizing that southpaw stance more, and we've seen glimpses of that so far in this fight.
Oh, yeah. He started off with that wrestling base, and he was a guy, man, he would take you down ground and pound and get the TKO. And then once he really started working on the stand-up, he has just evolved as a fighter, and so he utilizes the wrestling to make his stand-up more dangerous because you're worried about him taking you down. But no, he comes in with his hands and lands clean shots.
Level change by Eblen, but Tokov doing a good job there. Overhook and underhook, and now Eblen backs him to the fence as they grapple at close quarters, exchanging knees, jockeying for position. Eblen putting all of his weight on Tokov, but Tokov's one strong middleweight.
Tokov's defensive wrestling is just outstanding. He's got great balance, and he's able to just put weight on the arms, start to tire you out. You're seeing what he's doing right here. He's just kind of hanging on Johnny's arms. Now, Johnny's got his hands clasped, but in the position they're at, he's going to have a hard time. He's going to have to bring his hands either up high or down low towards the hips to start to get that body lock position where he can take it down.
On the break, Eblen looking for that slashing elbow, misses with it, but lands the left.
That was a nice exit by Johnny Eblen. They'll always leave them with something to remember on the exit.
Ty Plum and some knees from Eblen, showcasing his diversive offensive attack.
But he needs to throw out more and land with effectiveness.
And going to break, I'm known to create, new words. Diversive, diverse. offensive attack, and the diversity is on display. Calf kick by Eblen.
See, on those calf kicks like that, Tokov needs to counter and make Eblen pay for it. He cannot just sit there.
Double jab. Sorry, John. Double jab, chopping right hand by Tokov. Good combination. A lot of feinting. Each wanting to get the other to bite first. Nice feint there, and Tokov lands the right, avoids the combo from Eblen. Good body movement by Eblen, trying to showcase his defense, looking to slip the punch, and does so to left, but got caught with the right.
Very clean jabs by Anatoly Tokov, though. That jab is setting up his other shots.
Sharp jab splits the guard of Eblen by Tokov and clips Eblen. Ooh, a hard jab to the face by Tokov.
Tokov's getting that range down. His counter strikes are starting to land.
Bellator MMA on CBS from the Kia Forum in Los Angeles. You're watching the second round of this Bellator middleweight championship fight between the champion Johnny Eblen in the red gloves, the challenger Anatoly Tokov in the blue. Big John McCarthy and Mauro Ranallo here at cage side, joined by Amanda Guerra, Josh Thompson at the fight desk. Double jab again, and Tokov doing a good job of making sure he doubles up on that jab.
That jab's making a difference in this round. He's establishing that jab. It's making his right hand be effective time. Big right hand.
Big right hand from Eblen. Looking for the home run shot, the body kick as well, and Eblen now getting aggressive in his attack. 2 minutes have elapsed here in the second. And everything for Tokov begins with that textbook stick, John, the jab.
It does, but you can see Tokov is starting to breathe hard. Take a look at the color on his face right now. He is having a little bit of an oxygen deprivation problem. You can see it. And
he's making investments to the body with that kick, trying to slow down Eblen's advances. And Eblen showing the vestiges of a battle on his face.
No doubt, he's taking some shots, especially in this round. Tokov's been doing very well, but you can see he's got to find those places within the round where you can take that deep breath, get yourself back to feeling normal.
Yeah, Tokov has landed twice as many strikes as Eblen in this round. And there, nice 1-2 by Eblen, and Eblen again sits down on that right hand.
That's 2 right hands in a row that landed cleanly for Johnny Eblen.
An intense battle here where both Tokov and Eblen sitting down on their punches, looking to break the will and the spirit of their opponent as they hope to walk out of the Kia Forum in LA as the Bellator middleweight champ. Nice right hand body kick, left hook combo by Tokov, sprawl by Tokov, but then Eblen, when Tokov bounced up, caught him with a right.
Very nice sequence by Anatoly Tokov.
Oh, what a shot by Tokov! He staggered Eblen!
That was on the top of the head.
And Eblen comes back with a 1-2 of his own.
Anatoly would be lucky if that didn't hurt his hand, man. You hit someone on the top of the head. It's like hitting just a stone wall.
And you know, still to come, Fedor Emelianenko's final fight. Tokov's mentor, he's had issues with his right hand over the years as well, but overcame so much.
Oh!
Tokov gets dropped on the right hand from Eblen, but bounces up right away, able to clinch with Eblen. And now Eblen backs him to the fence, but Eblen was able to drop him with a right, and now drops him with a takedown.
I think that was an elbow that he actually landed on Tokov. And that's a big game changer.
It definitely is, because now Eblen unloading on Tokov.
That was a huge elbow shot. You saw earlier, Lorenz Larkin, what an elbow will do. Elbows
on the prelims, not going to be your candidate.
Johnny Eblen taking this round back by hurting Tokov. Tokov was winning it. Effective damage right here by Johnny Eblen.
The ebb and flow of a mixed martial arts championship fight. We are going to round 3 after this. Eblen's right eye was swelling, beginning to really show the effects of what has been a tough task as expected. I mean, once you're the champion, it doesn't get easier.
And when you're the champion, all you have is a target on you. And look, I thought Tokov was winning that round until that elbow landed, knocking him down to the ground. That is what we're looking for. Damage in the fight. Johnny Eblen landed that damage. It was the biggest shot of the round. And that's why Johnny Eblen gets around 10-9.
And Tokov continues to work on that right eye of Eblen with his jab. They exchange body kicks. Eblen leading with the left, really using it as a bait, and now Eblen with the level change and runs right through Tokov into the takedown, immediately lands a couple of right hands, or make that left hand for good measure.
One of the things that Eblen, you take a look at the difference between him and Tokov. Tokov is throwing straight punches in the stand-up. Eblen's throwing looping shots. That's why Tokov has been successful. He's got the shorter reach, but he's getting there faster with the straight punches.
Waist lock employed by Eblen, and grappling going out now. Tokov looking to turn into Eblen, defending this attempt at the takedown. Eblen is 2 for 4 in takedowns thus far in this fight, while Tokov 0 for 1.
Eblen getting his hands locked.
Scoops him up,
job.
takes him down, and again, ground and pound from, and that punch under the armpit. Dan Henderson is on location here tonight. The H-bomb that felled Fedor in their fight was under the armpit, very similar.
Anytime that comes under the arm like that, you cannot see the punch, and it's always the ones that you don't see that hurt you the most.
And nice return by Eblen.
Those mat returns, Morrow, every time you get taken down like that, you work your way to get back up, and then boom, you're going back down. It is demoralizing as a fighter. And right now, what Johnny Eblen is trying to do is he's starting to try to break Anatoly Tokov. What he's saying is, my conditioning is better than yours. I can push harder than you, and I'm going to push you off the cliff.
You're an NC2A Division I wrestler. Conditioning should never be an issue, right, John? Even when your MMA career, what wrestling does is incredible. I mean, so many mixed martial artists talk about wrestling being the key base. Spinning back elbow missed by Eblen, but it builds every facet of a fighter when you're a wrestler.
There is nothing.
Mental, physical, strategy.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better. There's nothing more grinding than that wrestling in that room. The work it takes to be good at it. It builds character, it builds a work ethic.
Final 2 minutes of the third. Right hand countered by Tokov lands.
And again, straight punches by Tokov.
Calf kick by Eblen. Oh, and Eblen just missed with that right cross. Eblen level change, sprawl by Tokov, defends the takedown. And Eblen now 4 of 7 in the takedown department. And again, with those takedowns, we've seen Tokov bounce back up. We've seen the mat returns, but it's really been, for the most part, large part, a tremendous striking battle where each of them have had their moments.
Each of them had their moments. The big moments have normally been with Johnny Eblen, though. He's landed the ones that have knocked Tokov down. He's gotten the takedowns, the big elbow strikes on the breaks. Those are the differences in this fight right now.
Eblen moving away from the power of Tokov in the orthodox stance, looking to unload that right, and Eblen using his striking, trying to set up a takedown attempt, and again wailing away wide looping shots that miss.
That was a nice shot that he landed at the beginning of that series, though. Tokov took it well, but man, you can only take so many before they
and he just landed another stinging shot, and Tokov took it. But like you say, John, punch resistance begins to wear down the more you absorb.
Johnny Eblen just needs to start throwing just a little bit straighter on his punches. Those are going to get there faster. They're going to hit the target.
Nice right hand lands for Tokov. Many expected this to be a battle of attrition. We are headed into the championship rounds for the Bellator Middleweight Championship. Say more about him than anyone else. All right, here we go, round number 4. Everything I said was true, though, and it's incredible to see such a reunion of these all-time greats. And again, it speaks to the respect that Fedor Emelianenko has earned as Eblen is on the ground momentarily, and immediately Tokov goes after him, and then Eblen pops him with a right uppercut.
Eblen again wins that exit. Again, Eblen, he'd be much better off. The straight punches.
Nice level.
Nice, beautiful job of turning that corner from Eblen.
And you're right, John, it's not just straight ahead. He creates angles with the takedowns.
And that makes it so much more difficult to defend. And right now, if you're Anatoly Tokov, you got off of that stool, you had your minute break, and now you're having a guy with all that weight, 200 pounds basically, crushing down on you, and after all that work, it tires you out faster, it's wearing.
Eblen does have one submission victory, the guillotine choke against Wayman Carter back in 2018, and there is a man we talked about how important he has been to the maturation process of Johnny Eblen. That is King Mo. Eblen calls him his big brother and his #1 hype man.
Well, he's the one running the controller on the human cheat code.
And that's the guy who christened him with that nickname. And so, again, when you know, the old cliche, well, it's a cliche because it's true, iron sharpens iron, and both these fighters have a lot of iron in their calves.
Boy, both of them do, you're right. Tokov really needs to work to get back to his feet. He cannot stay in these positions. The fight is starting to slip away from him. Johnny Eblen's starting to take over, and when I talked about that RPM level that he's able to maintain compared to his opponents, this is what I'm talking about. He pushes you past that point, your comfort zone is gone. Beautiful mat return.
Tokov looks to turn into Eblen, and you're absolutely right, John. As always, the pressure, the pace. Johnny Eblen's gas tank is very big, and he's really continuing to utilize that wrestling and continues to break down Anatoly Tokov here in the penultimate round. Now 6 of 11 in the takedown department for Eblen.
Very sweet job. You saw Johnny take that right hand, bring that ankle away from him. That brought Anatoly back to the mat. Brings the knee up. Anatoly has got no answer right now to get rid of the hands of Johnny Eblen. Can't break the hands, and if you can't break the hands...
Oh, another elbow strike and a jab to the left, and another level change, and another takedown. But it's Tokov trying to find a way to neutralize Johnny Eblen. And of course, at this stage of the fight, bodies are slippery, so any submission attempt will be that much more difficult.
Well, a lot of people are going to look and think, well, he's got a guillotine. This is not a guillotine. No. He has no legs engaged in this. There's no way that he's going to get any kind of choke right here. Right now, basically, he's trying to control the posture and position of Johnny Eblen. Think of all the times that you've watched Anatoly Tokov work his way back to his feet. Now what did you just see, Mauro? Now he's settled. Yeah. He's settled for the position, which is telling you, I'm getting tired.
His power bar is depleting. Final 60 seconds of the 4th round. Tokov trying to control Eblen's posture. Eblen now creating some separation, looking to pass the guard into side control, content on delivering elbows, and now again has Tokov's back, employing that waist lock. And Tokov, you're right, John, he's muted in his recovery here, just accepting his fate at this particular moment in time.
Yeah, at this point, he cannot figure out how to break the hands and stop what Johnny Eblen's doing. Every time he gets to a position where he gets himself back to his feet, Johnny switches it up, opens up, lands the shot, goes back for the takedown, or just takes and elevates him up, and mat returns him. This has been a dominating round by Johnny Eblen.
We saw the domination when he won the title, mixing up the striking and the wrestling against Mousasi. He's a complete package, and Eblen exploding. Again, the level change, looking for the single leg. 5th and final round coming up.
Right now, Anatoly Tokov is facing that.
Fifth and final round. Johnny Eblen firing up the crowd here at the Kia Forum, just outside of Los Angeles in Inglewood. It's a suburb of LA, and Anatoly Tokov he's bouncing up and down, trying to summon that inner warrior, trying to find a way to get back into this fight. And how do you have it? Well, on cue, John, there's the scorecard.
Look, I'm being honest, I had the second round going towards Tokov until that knockdown with the elbow. I got Johnny Eblen in a shutout right now. He is starting to take over this fight. He's dominating.
Eblen says his goal is to clear out the division. He said he is going to be the GOAT, and the more you talk to him, the more you believe him. Self-confidence is everything. Well, and he's backing it up.
Yeah, and one of the things, you know, look, if you see Johnny Eblen in training, Johnny Eblen puts himself in horrible positions and then works his way out of them. So there's nothing inside the cage that he faces that he hasn't faced in training and worked his way out of.
So even before becoming a champion, he had the work ethic of one.
That builds confidence that, hey, I can face anything. I'm not worried about anything. I can get myself out. Right now, Anatoly, he needs a home run, man. He needs to land that big right hand.
17 of his 31 wins have come via knockout. Last one in his last fight when he destroyed Muhammad Abdullah at Bellator 282. The same night, Eblen became champion, so they're on the same schedule.
Nice head movement right there, slipping and ripping by Johnny Eblen.
Final 3 minutes of the fight. And Eblen again shoots in for the takedown and records.
Big time takedown right there. That's right in front of us, Moro, and you can see Anatoly Tokov breathing hard. He has worked his butt off to get up out of this position throughout the fight, and he just cannot get to the point where he can break free of Johnny Eblen. Eblen's the one that's going to determine when that break occurs.
Eblen has now recorded 8 takedowns in 15 attempts, continuing to deplete the tank of Anatoly Tokov as again takes him back down and just dominates from the back, rounding Tokov, wearing him down, systematically dismantling him, outstriking, out-grappling Johnny Eblen in his first title defense, showing the world why he is the Bellator middleweight champion.
Big time mat return. This is unbelievably defeating if you're Anatoly Tokov. You work your way back, Johnny Eblen picks you up, takes you back down. And this is a guy undefeated in the Bellator cage at this point. Anatoly Tokov has been fantastic, 31-2 for his career, and he is just being dominated in this fight.
Eblen tenderizing the right leg of Tokov, adding insult to injury here, continues to just drive the knee, and now Tokov able to come back to his feet, but I believe that Eblen probably allows him just so he can do the mat return again.
And he's almost put himself right into a mount position. Now you're seeing it again. Anatoly, tired, he's starting to accept.
Yeah. Struggling against the uber-aggressive Johnny Eblen, all over the number 3 ranked contender. Bloodied up his face, battering his body, taking away his foundation with those knees to his legs. Johnny Eblen has demonstrated a little bit of everything that makes him an undefeated fighter. And the best at 185 in Bellator.
Johnny Eblen.
Mamma mia! What a belly-to-back suplex, a German suplex by Eblen, and yet Tokov again gets to his feet, but that was impressive. And even equally impressive is that Tokov is now going for the choke. It's incredible. crowds appreciating what they've witnessed.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in this world title fight, we'll go now to your three judges at cage side. Your first, Chris Crail, scores the fight 50-45, while judges Ron McCarthy and Elliot Kelly both see it the same, 49-46. All have it for the winner by unanimous decision, and still Bellator middleweight world champion Johnny the Human Chica Eblen.
John McCarthy, let's go to the numbers, the tail of the tape for our main event for the Bellator middleweight world championship.
Yeah, if you're going to look at anything, you got to look at that reach advantage. 79.5 is a massive reach compared to 74 inches, and Fabian uses it very well. Is it going to be the difference here, or does Johnny crush with pressure?
From Johnny Denver to Johnny Eblen to, well, Michael C. Williams, as we are set, Eblen versus Edwards for all the gold. He thinks he finishes Eblen in round 2 or 3.
We will see.
We will see. Ready? Ready? Fight!
Oh, yeah, here we go.
And immediately Eblen with the high kick blocked by Edwards. Of course, it was a dramatic final pound left head kick that gave Edwards' brother Leon the thrill of a lifetime. Edwards looking to equal that. And for their mother, Frona, we talked about at the start of the show, she is watching at home in England on TV. She cannot be live. She gets too nervous. And even when she's at home watching, they send them film after the fight showing how crazy she gets watching her kids compete.
Well, I really like what I'm seeing out of Fabian Edwards here. Notice how he has taken control of the cage. He's the one that's dictating where the fight's going to take place, and he has Johnny Eblen moving in circles. Now Johnny's moving to the right side of Fabian. That's away from his power. That's a smart move.
Edwards, a slick southpaw sniper, does a lot of work with that left kick. And in fact, Eblen moving forward, he's starting this fight orthodox. He had amazing success as a southpaw when he dethroned Gegard Mousasi for the championship.
He can fight both stances, and that's one of the things, you know, a lot of wrestlers get used to having
And now he is.
forward, and that's why Johnny goes to that southpaw stance. It's a good place for him to shoot also, so you're going to see it moving back and forth.
Eblen punctuating both of his last 2 fights with German suplexes in the final round. Did it against Mousasi, did it in his first title defense against Anatoly Tokov on CBS this past February. And those in his corner, the pressure cooker that is American Top Team feels that already he is the best middleweight on the planet, wants to cement that status tonight. And he has a lot of respect for Sean Strickland, who he sparred with in the past.
A lot of the reason that ATT feels the way they do about Johnny Eblen is the way that he trains and the positions that he puts himself in training, the bad positions. He always puts himself in those places where you don't want to be, to figure out how do I get out of them and how do I make them work for me. That's not easy to do when you're in training. You need a chance, but that's what makes you better.
Eblen able to crush space and land a combination before backing up, and Edwards testing the waters with his rear leg, catches the kick of Eblen. But Edwards moving forward right in front of Eblen, and there's the jab from the southpaw. Midway point of the first round, scheduled for 5. Spotty kick by Edwards. Ooh, nice right hand as a decoy looking for the takedown. And Eblen trying to take Edwards off his feet. Edwards, of course, improving his wrestling and his anti-wrestling. And he worked on it, John, after his loss to Austin Vanderford. And since then, well, 3 consecutive wins, and we've seen a marked improvement in his offensive and defensive wrestling.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things that made his brother change levels as far as a fighter, was his ability to all of a sudden start to wrestle, and not only be a defensive wrestler, make it part of his offensive game. And Fabian has done that.
Eblen putting the pressure on Edwards, putting all of his weight along the fence. There's a knee and the elbow on the break. So is Eblen taking a page out of Edwards' book. As the break off the clinch, lands the elbow. And another kick by Edwards. Edwards.
Yeah,
Lead hand back.
that was a very nicely placed elbow attack. And you always want to leave them on the exit, leave them with something to remember.
Jab kick by Edwards to the lead leg of the southpaw Eblen. So Eblen now fighting from the southpaw stance. And of course in MMA, John, you blend your stances nowadays. Everyone's a switch hitter, or maybe should be. A lot of people working on going both, and you have to.
Yeah,
under a minute left in the ring.
You know, anytime you have that lead leg is what's going to be attacked. And it can only take so much before it starts to alter your movement, your balance, everything. So you've got to be able to switch things up. But I'm really impressed that Fabian has decided I'm going to make it to where I'm not going to move back a lot. Now, he moved back, obviously, on the takedown attempts and things like that. But in this stand-up, he's not giving ground. And that is a good sign because he's saying, I'm going to match your pressure.
Less than half a minute remaining in the opening round. Eblen, a standout wrestler at University of Missouri, producing Bellator champions Ben Askren, Michael Chandler, Strikeforce UFC champion Tyron Woodley, and now Bellator champion Johnny Eblen. But Eblen 0 for 2 in the takedown department as we close out the first round of this Bellator middleweight championship fight. And a body kick in the left hand from Edwards at the end of the round. The bell in round 2, we take a look at the unofficial statistics as Eblen comes out fast in that opening round. Again, we mentioned over 2 in the takedown department for Eblen, although Big John McCarthy scored a 10-9 for Eblen. And he did have the advantage in terms of the strikes that were landing. And why did you end up giving him the 10-9 round, sir?
Honestly, it's all based on volume. It was just more volume by Johnny Eblen over. Standing in pressure and having aggressiveness is great, but you got to throw shots. And Fabian just needs to up that volume that he's putting out, which he seems to be doing here at the start of the second.
Eblen, as we mentioned, had never lost a round unanimously in 13 pro fights. That was a close first 5 minutes, but Eblen having the advantage in terms of the striking. And
absolutely was close. There was not much difference between it, but Eblen landed the better strikes with more of them. Now, I'll give it that I thought that Fabian Edwards landed a lot of good kicks to the legs of Eblen, but that's really where it ended.
Oh, shot. Fire shot, and Edwards lands on his keister before he pops back up. Said he was going to put the war on his last name, and there was a quick striking exchange, heavy shots, but then Eblen closes the distance and puts Edwards against the fence. And key to victory, you don't want to be against the fence against a guy like Eblen. And now Edwards on the break with the elbow strike.
Yeah, that was a very nice elbow strike. Fabian's doing a good job with his left hand when he gets him tight. He's not using it a lot on the outside with the range. He gets him tight, he's landing good shots to the body. That was a nice elbow strike.
Oh, and there was a nice straight right left hook combination by Eblen, and he closes the distance and now finding the range. Lands again, although Edwards taking some steam off of that shot, and Edwards goes back to the kicking department. And he told us that he was going to use a cavalcade of kicks. He felt that Mousasi and Tokov didn't kick enough against Eblen, and that may be because, yeah, again, standout wrestler, University of Missouri, where injuries derailed his championship aspirations.
Yeah, well, you know, when you're talking about facing a wrestler, you have to be very careful of where you kick and when you kick, because being on one leg is not a good position to be against a good wrestler. So if Edwards believes that he can do that, you know, it's a great tool, and he's got a fantastic left leg, so I want to see him put that to use.
Edwards, who loves to launch those powerful left kicks. Just over 2 minutes left here in the second round, and Edwards establishing the jab again, has that reach advantage on Eblen. Eblen shoots, naked shot, able to extract Edwards down, but Edwards, and that's the other thing we've seen throughout his career, Edwards, as Eblen looks for the mount return, Edwards does a good job of, once being taken down, getting back to his feet.
Boy, he popped right to his feet on that. That was an absolute display in athleticism by Edwards, because he was put down. That was a driving tackle, double leg, and he got right to his feet right away. Now, he's still in a position for Eblen to take advantage of this, but great athleticism and way to just make it happen without taking anything to get him back to his feet.
And Edwards sending a message to Johnny Eblen by getting back to his feet following that takedown and now making sure that he tries to stay in a vertical position despite being pinned against the fence. And this is where Eblen's going to unload and lands a nice combination.
Well, he was pinned against the fence right in his corner. And so that helped him a lot because he had his corner telling him the progression to go through to get free from Eblen.
And Johnny Eblen, blood on his face, has shored up his striking at American Top Team. We talk about and he tells us how he has been able to put together his boxing and his wrestling to make himself a full-fledged mixed martial artist. And when you work under the tutelage of guys like Mike Brown and King Mo, you are under a very, very erudite learning tree. And let's not forget the training partners.
Right now, it's looking like all this pressure that you're getting from Johnny Eblen in this round is starting to have an effect. Maybe he started taking a big, deep breath. He needs to find a place to be able to catch that wind.
We are through 2 rounds of his life. And immediately, Eblen, living up to his new moniker, Johnny Pressure, goes back to putting the pressure on Edwards. There's the counter-striking ability of Edwards.
And there's that left hand. We're talking about it here. He goes down.
Edwards goes down. Johnny Eblen pulling on the pressure and the ground and pound, looking to finish Edwards. He's out. He's out. Johnny Pressure is Johnny champion again. Johnny Eblen.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 21 seconds into round number 3. The winner by knockout, and still the undefeated Bellator middleweight world champion, Johnny Pressure Eblen.
Josh Silveira, and he didn't breathe hard the whole time. There's Impa Kasanganay, and Johnny Eblen at the tail of the tape says, Johnny is 2 years older, 1 inch taller, has a reach advantage of 1 inch on both arms and legs.
Impa, you ready?
Johnny Eblen in the white. Right to the center of the smart cage. 2 incredibly fast fighters here. Kasanganay coming back down to middleweight. Drives behind a hard right hand. Eblen stays out of the way. Inside kick.
The thing I like about the way that Kasanganay moves forward is as he's punching left to right, he's bringing his feet with him, which means that when people level change, they level change onto square hips, making it a lot more difficult. Oh, that's a nice single leg. Look at that.
Single leg and turns the corner. Look at that. Eblen heavy on the legs.
But let's see what Impa's going to do here, guys. Something tells me he's going to do whatever effort and work as hard as it takes to get back up to his feet. And that does change things. A wrestler's got to have a couple of moments on top just to catch his breath.
And this is something that was so interesting about his championship bout. Impa Kasanganay was able to defend these takedown attempts. Now, it was Josh Silveira, not Johnny Eblen, but he defended them and never really got fatigued, never got worn out by it, and continued to explode in these situations. There he works back to an underhook and goes chest to chest. He's not all the way out of trouble yet, but he's on his feet.
Notice this frame. Everything's right here. Everything's right here by Impa.
He did a great job there of digging that underhook back into place. You always want to be facing Johnny Eblen if you have to clinch the guy, because as soon as he gets that body lock from behind, you're going for a ride. Oh, that was a good knee.
And Impa's not rattled. He's not discouraged. He's already put that behind him and compartmentalized. I can see it on his face and by his eyes.
I can't imagine the situation where Impa Kasanganay would show any kind of emotion on his face like he's rattled.
Now off
He's
the
a very,
cage.
beautiful movement. A very calculated, intelligent, quietly spoken individual. Knows how to hide his cards very well.
Impa did eat a couple of elbows in that scenario. Johnny said that would be part of his game plan as he switches stances and avoids the combination from Impa.
Now the danger from Eblen now is that because because Kasanganay has had to go through that process of getting back to his feet, the threat of the takedown could really open up strikes for Eblen.
Good length on that Eblen jab. He goes back downstairs with a leg kick. Impa's already slowed some of the bouncing of his posture here.
Nice overhand.
And we've seen this theme earlier tonight. The offense from Eblen right now, stymieing some of that offense. We finally see Impa able to unleash a combination. But when you force a fighter to stay on the defensive, you don't have as much to worry about coming back. Front kick almost to the forehead there of Eblen.
That was a beautiful little step to the side from Kasanganay.
Nice right hand.
I wonder what the lasting impression in Johnny Eblen's mind was of that first clinch, that moment. Did he think, my goodness, this man's incredibly strong, very difficult to control?
Well, one of the things that we talked about with Johnny Eblen in the fighter meetings is that his cardio is so incredible, and he will pressure you until you break. I mean, his nickname is pressure. But Impa Kasanganay appears to have removed that as a possibility these last couple of fights with the level of conditioning he's come into the cage with. So what happens if Johnny Eblen is trying to wear you out and he's not able to? We might find that out tonight. Nice jab from Impa.
And sometimes athletes at this level of conditioning require the 25 minutes to make fatigue a weapon. In 15 minutes, I don't know as either of these guys are going to get tired.
I think Johnny did come away with some respect for Impa's grappling. I don't know that he's going to clinch him or be in a hurry to exert that kind of energy if he feels he can get some moments right here in a pick'em contest.
Twice now we've seen Impa catch Johnny coming in with hooks. Once with the right hand on the sidestep, just then on the left hand. Both fighters starting to get reads off one another. Second time we've seen him try that front kick right up the middle, Dan.
And that's a great deterrent for a level change as well. We remember what Henan Fajeda did to Jones as he level changed onto that shin bone. Good head movement as well by Kasanganay. Oh, that was a good cross.
Beautiful right hand there from Johnny Eblen. Good level change underneath the jab there from Impa.
Impa's starting to get comfortable, fellas.
Yeah,
he's starting to loosen up a little bit.
He really is. That was
beautiful
a nice
body shot, straight right. Uppercut, traded for a right hand.
Hey, Impa's about to steal this round. Johnny's got about 10 seconds here to do something fast and leave with the judges.
Nice check hook again. Impa now with the pressure. And then he turns that angle. Flying knee attempt there from Impa.
He might have just stolen that round, guys.
Yeah.
Impa Kasanganay, Johnny Eblen, round number 2, body kick, and then a combination from Impa, who comes out much more aggressive here in the second frame. Oh, combination! Impa drops Eblen! Eblen trying to wrestle out of it here, grabs onto that single leg. Impa heavy on the sprawl, got that chin strap.
Got to free himself from that body lock, though. Eblen's still dangerous even when he's rocked.
Beautiful.
Oh!
Impa with another uppercut. Finished with the uppercut, and now he's got the neck of Johnny Eblen and is cranking. Impa Kasanganay, furious start to round 2. Wobbles Eblen. He's got Eblen on the back foot here early.
Beautiful slip to a body shot. Nice level change by Eblen, though. This is going to buy him a moment. But if Kasanganay can get free here, that could really shake the confidence of the undefeated fighter.
Remember, elbows are allowed here, so Johnny Eblen's going to have to be careful about keeping his head out on the side. Impa tried the flying knee as deterrent to this wrestle.
Little Uriah Faber knee there.
He doesn't like it. Stay heavy.
This is exhausting as well, and look at Eblen's toes. He's only just postured into a position where he can start to now be offensive.
And look at the way that his chest is heaving as his body, I mean, that's not a good wrestling posture. Impa Kasanganay staying heavy on the head, making Johnny Eblen carry that weight, and he steps out of another attempt here. Oh. Combination, Impa hammering away. Eats an elbow from Eblen, but they continue to swing against the smart cage barrier before clinching.
Impa's fought at 205 pounds and had a lot of success. We're seeing that size. We're seeing that strength right now. We're also seeing that the fatigue of the weight cut is behind him. This is a guy that did everything right.
It was a clubbing right hand from Johnny Eblen that came over the top there. He's backing on the legs, but again, he's not in an offensive posture. He's in a hold on and gather my senses posture right now. And if Kasanganay can start to use some of these chopping elbows, these Travis Brown elbows into the side of the head, that could really force Eblen to start to move.
Elevation here. Johnny Eblen got both feet off the ground for Impa for just a second, but there's that chopping elbow again. Eblen is very good at buying himself a little bit of space, framing out and hammering that into the side of his opponent's head. Appears to have recovered from whatever punching combinations landed and maybe wobbled Eblen a little bit early as we're halfway through round number 2.
And halfway through the round, right in the middle of the fight here. So we go back to what Mr. Sonnen was saying a moment ago. If Kasanganay won the end of that last round and stole it on the scorecards, what is this round looking like on the scorecards as well? I know, of course, he's in a defensive position here, but very little scoring is being done by Eblen.
Johnny loves that suplex. Impa can't give him the belly to back, and he knows it, trying to grab a Kimura grip on Johnny Eblen's left arm.
My biggest comment to what we're seeing right now by Eblen is good for him. He did not get frustrated with the takedowns. Even though he hasn't done a lot to secure them, he's going back to them. He's going back to what he knows well. He's trying to win this fight. And you see, many guys, they check out early. Eblen is still in this contest.
Absolutely. He's not undefeated for a reason. He knows how to win fights, even when he's on the back foot like he was against Fabian Edwards. He knows how to recover. This is not a good position for Impa. He could potentially be caught in a twister here. I know we don't see them very often, but Eblen's got the right control on that right wrist of Impa Kasanganay.
Impa's going to try and get his left hip elevated. Johnny Eblen rides over.
And the thing is, this marauding, mauling style that Eblen's got, you don't even have to be fully conscious to be able to do it. He's working on instinct a lot of the time here.
1 minute left in round number 2. A very interesting frame so far. Can Eblen use this last minute to really score some points? Because the early part of this round was all Impa Kasanganay, who's just going for the lockdown here with those arms.
You get the feeling that Kasanganay feels like he's done enough already to win this round?
Well, you can't ever feel that way, but maybe conserving some energy, because look, we're seeing him, the mouth is actually open. He actually is breathing hard here as Johnny Eblen advances position and goes to work with his left hand.
Yes, keep doing that, yes. Keep going.
And it's interesting math, isn't it? Whether he thinks he's done enough and that's why he's conserving, or if he realizes, I've got to win the next one and therefore I need to conserve. So it's always interesting to hear the corners speak in between rounds.
To sway the judges in his favor after being knocked down. Third and final round here. PFL versus Bellator champs. Impa Kasanganay.
He keeps doing that. Eblen standing from a southpaw stance. He's throwing a big left hand, and Kasanganay is weaving underneath it and cracking him in the head with a counter shot.
And look at the recovery from Impa. Mouth is closed again, breathing through his nose. He sees the swelling under Johnny Eblen's eye. He sees the heavy legs. Nice jab, good movement there from Impa to stay out of range. Really impressive performance from both of these fighters, and that's exactly what we thought we would see.
I would be so curious amongst the athletes how they think the fight is going. Does Eblen believe he needs this? Does Impa believe he needs this? Are we trying to beat each other still, or are we just trying to run out the clock? It's very interesting to me, the psychological side going on in this match right now.
We saw Impa Kasanganay in our PFL 2023 season. His left hook is a formidable weapon, and he's landed it several times on Johnny Eblen, who wears it and continues to come forward. Leg kick there. Traded for a couple punches, though. Might not be the winning formula for Impa Kasanganay this late in the fight.
He left his head on the center line for that calf kick. I feel like he came off on the worst end of that, especially on the judge's perspective.
Sweeping right hand landed there for Eblen. Eblen still bringing his feet with him when he throws those punches. Nasty combination here from Eblen.
Best punch for Eblen so far of the fight.
Good jab.
Impa is not fighting with an urgency. There's two reasons why. Possibly he's fatigued and can't. Possibly he thinks he's up 2 rounds to none. I'm only sharing that with you because it could be at any moment now. Impa puts his foot down and tries to steal some points, but he hasn't done it in this round yet.
He went for the body shot there with the uppercut. Johnny made him pay with a left hook. Both men scoring in these combinations and these exchanges. Nice movement there. Good slip and rip from Impa Kasanganay. Look at the right eye of Johnny Eblen. Jousting jab from Eblen and a right hand behind it this time.
This is a much better round for Eblen, this is. Even though he's taking some shots moving forward, he is scoring and he is bullying Impa Kasanganay at the moment with pace.
That left hand snuck through. Now Impa offers one back and circles out. Impa on the back foot right now. Johnny Eblen, this is the pressure that he talked about.
Yeah, you're seeing that conditioning. You can see it on his face. You can see it by the way he's breathing. Eblen is back into the contest.
More than halfway through the round, right around 2 minutes left.
I love that rollout that he's doing underneath the right hand. He's used it several times already in this fight.
Big John McCarthy, rules expert, legend in the game, has great insight on how these fights are supposed to be scored. John McCarthy, who's winning this fight right now?
I'll tell you what, this fight is anybody's fight right now. You can sit there and say, Impa hurt Johnny in the second round. I'm going to give him that round. I don't care how much Johnny did in coming back. But the first round I was going to give to Johnny Eblen. So right now, this is anybody's fight.
And a huge takedown here with 90 seconds remaining in round number 3. In a razor-close fight, the wrestling for Eblen really comes into play. Controlling that bottom leg of Impa Kasanganay. He's got to find a way to get that back to the mat if he wants to stand up.
Impa was even thinking reversal there. He tried to pull those hips on top.
I think he tried to boss that a little bit too much power. This is much better, but he has given his back. He needs to get that left elbow inside the crook of Johnny Eblen's elbow and turn to face him.
Body lock here from Johnny Eblen. And now you can see the fatigue on Impa's face. Eblen going for the choke late.
Kasanganay looks like he's safe, but it's still not a good position to be in from a scoring perspective. And as you said, Chel, there's no real urgency from Impa this round.
Eblen's got himself into a very good position. You know, the fence is such an interesting component to this sport, by the way. It will always help one guy, it will always hinder one guy, but it all depends on the position. They can trade that fence back and forth.
A late surge here from Johnny Eblen with the right eye swollen shut, showing you why he is an undefeated mixed martial artist. Impa flailing away. Couple of elbows landed there from Impa Kasanganay, and they hammer away to the final bell. What an incredible fight between these two monsters.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Ben Carter scored this bout 29-28 for Eblen. Judge Mark Collett scored about 29-28 for Kasanganay. And Judge Mohammed Hadid scores about 29-28 for your winner via split decision, Johnny Eblen.
Tail the tape for this Bellator title bout. Johnny Eblen, 32 years of age. Fabian Edwards, 1 year younger. Both men standing 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighed in under that middleweight limit. And the reach advantage on the arms favors Edwards. Longer legs are on Eblen. We'll have 5-minute rounds if we need them. Southpaw stance here for Edwards. An exchange of leg kicks to open the action.
Eblen talked about the difference between fighting someone southpaw. He needs loads and loads of looks at shooting on someone of the opposite stance. It changes things slightly for him. He likes to get his head to the hip of Edwards, above his lead leg, so he can drive with his head. And what you'll see if he finds himself in that position is Edwards pulling his head to the center so he can break that posture.
You saw him hide the right hand behind the right high kick. He'll also do the opposite, will Johnny Eblen, where he'll throw the right hand and then throw the high kick behind it. Same side.
Man, that was a big high kick.
The second one early. Oh, nice uppercut. Catching Eblen coming in. Fabian Edwards turned that hand over quickly.
Both these guys looking really sharp. There's that uppercut again. Man,
Eblen's changing levels, like he's reaching for that single and following with that right hand.
Edwards tried to time the elbow again. As Eblen closed the distance, got close. A little flaring elbow attempt with the right arm from Fabian Edwards, who goes long left hand this time.
interesting, Fabian's trying to work off that right hand this time around. Previously, he was going knee to check right hook. This time, he's looking for a left uppercut. Oh, there's the knee again he goes for. Got to be careful leaving himself on the center line.
Nice straight right by Eblen.
Oh, good right hand from Eblen.
Caught him off balance. Not sure it hurt him, but it caught him off balance for sure.
I mean, this was really the difference in that last fight, was the difference between Eblen moving forward and Fabian drifting away. The momentum behind Eblen was really what allowed him to connect with so much power. And of course, he knows he can crash forward and land in the clinch, land against the fence, and that's where the rest of his game starts to open up. Seeing some swelling on the eye of Fabian Edwards.
Around the right eye, it looks like.
Right.
Yeah, he's got a little mouse growing there.
Eblen had to spend a lot of time getting his right wrist out of that Fabian Edwards grip. Good turn off the cage from Edwards. Right back on the attack with those inside leg kicks.
Oh, tried to draw the counter to the low kick with the feint. Very clever. We can see what Fabian's looking for, though. He's looking for that right uppercut, right hook. He's trying to cover himself with that big right hand that's coming around from Eblen and catch him on the center channel on the inside.
I think that's the fourth high kick attempted by Johnny Eblen here in the first round.
Beautiful penetration shot. Really nice work. Picks him up, slams him to the canvas.
Nice. Very, very nice finish by Johnny Eblen.
90 seconds left in round one. One of a possible 5. This is a Bellator middleweight title bout.
It's amazing, really, how quickly Edwards can bounce back to his feet.
Yeah, his balance is fantastic as well. Eblen did a nice job using the trampoline effect of that fence to put him down, but
Oh, and again.
Edwards popped right back up. Edwards will pop right back up here too.
Oh, that was a high energy takedown from Johnny Eblen, who just used the body lock, picked Fabian Edwards up and slammed him back down, and that's it again.
That's college wrestling 101 right there.
It's always fascinating to see guys who are collegiate wrestlers. He was a state champion in high school. Compared to some other wrestlers that have transitioned into MMA, Johnny Eblen did not have an overly decorated collegiate wrestling career. He wasn't an All-American, he wasn't a national champion, but it has translated so well to mixed martial arts. Wrestling and the martial arts put together for Johnny Eblen have been really something to watch, as he's an undefeated pro and 185-pound champ with the short elbow.
He qualified for the NCAA championship in 2015, but didn't make All-American status that year. And maybe that lack of accolade in wrestling, there's no ego there. That transition is easy for him. He's not worried about, oh, I'm a national champ or any of that stuff.
Lead hand very active for Fabian Edwards in the opening frame.
Yeah, not an ideal first round there for Fabian. You know, he's taken down a few times, knocked off balance. Even if you don't consider that to be an effective punch, it's still, from the judge's perspective,
sure,
Fabian being pushed back and knocked off balance by the forward pressure and momentum of Eblen. And I have to say, a star-studded cast in the corner of Johnny Eblen as well. Mike Brown, Josh Silveira, and Dyer Davis, the son of Howard Davis Jr. a great boxer in his own right and also a fantastic boxing coach at American Top Team. A lot of knowledge in that corner. Lovely counter left from Fabian, though. Got his head out the way. Clips him with the right hand, straight into a level change. Fabian's on that wrist control. He's got to try and free that lead leg. You can see Eblen really driving himself off the canvas into Fabian. Tries to turn. Eblen chases him. Catches that back ankle, tries to drag him away. Beautiful footwork by Fabian just to get some space for a moment, but Eblen is relentless.
Nice second effort by Johnny to run the pipe and finish that head outside single. Fabian definitely made him work for that one.
And you've got to wonder if there's a point where Fabian starts to slow down in his scrambling and his takedown defense. We didn't see it in the last fight. We saw 2 rounds of him really doing a good job defending, but we're here in the second round, 2 minutes in, and Fabian is on the floor, potentially for longer than he has been in both of these fights put together with Eblen, defending an arm triangle here.
Out of danger for now, Fabian Edwards. Gonna have to try and get an underhook back, see if he can work his way up. Eblen tries the elbow with the left arm.
Yeah, he dropped that elbow with a lot of weight and then kept it there as a frame. Trying to get some strikes off here, but Fabian's managing to avoid most of them. He's got to make this half guard work for him, but there's no space between Eblen's chest and the hip of Fabian.
Eblen's working for that bottom wrist, that seat belt. He trapped it with his shin there for a second. He was trying to control it, force it under Fabian Edwards.
Oh, man.
Fabian wasn't having any of it.
Same takedown we saw twice in the first round.
Watch the back of the head.
Johnny Eblen returns Fabian Edwards to the mat. Smothering pressure.
Watch the back of the head,
The
Johnny.
former
Right?
Mizzou Tiger.
Just an ankle ride cross body by Eblen, keeping his hips on Fabian Edwards' hips and making it difficult for Fabian, making him carry all that weight. Switching up, he's going to pick him up and drop him again.
What was the point in that grip switch?
He's readjusting to do that, to pick him up and put him down. You try and do it with a loose grip, he'll slip out. You won't get him. You got to get a good bite on that hip and pick his center up. Yep.
I see. So he's like getting a real good bite on the hip, so
Bite,
there's no
and
space there.
that gives him the torque to pick him up and put him back down.
And Eblen is constantly turning Fabian towards, you know, almost trying to plant him on his head. Of course, he's got to be careful because spiking is illegal in mixed martial arts, but these are beautiful takedowns that Fabian is having to endure right now. This is a better spot for Fabian. He's got to be more aggressive, though. He can't let Eblen off the hook here while he's up against the fence.
Good indication from the gas tank of Fabian Edwards, who did not waste any time with taking big, deep breaths after that wrestling defense. Just got right back on the bicycle and started striking again.
Tried with the elbow. You can clearly see that the team of Fabian Edwards have looked at that last fight and what Eblen was having success with, and they've tried to add counters in there. You'll notice that Fabian, when he's throwing that inside low kick, he leaves his head on the center line, and he's trying to get Eblen to counter it when he feints so he can slip and counter the counter. Beautiful, like he did there. There's that counter left that you see Fabian slip into the side. Beautiful, drifts out of range and just catches the whiskers of Eblen. But of course, Eblen with his body control, with his takedowns, there's that little cinch that Randy was talking about. Lifts Fabian, takes his legs away, turns him headwise to the canvas. Buys him a second as he lands, something that Daniel Cormier always did really well. Lifts people up so there's that disorientation when they land, and he gives him a half moment to clamp onto them.
I don't know that the replay really paints the picture of how difficult it is to get a guy at least your size off his feet, turn him in the air, and plant him back on the mat. Johnny Eblen with a lot of torque, a lot of power on display there.
Go.
Eblen in the red trunks. He's defending his Bellator middleweight belt. The challenger is Fabian Edwards in the black trunks.
Third round. This is where the finish came last time. Do we see championship rounds in this one? Do they make it out of the third round?
Eblen has an interesting tendency to tell you that you didn't hit him when you almost hit him.
He might be telling himself.
Maybe.
Like, no, that one didn't hit me.
Nope.
You know, talking to both of these guys earlier this week, I did a face-off with them, and it was really interesting to see how matter-of-fact and honest and mature they were about their state in the sport and in the fight against one another, how each other had so much potential and how difficult this fight could potentially be for them. And you can see how that's playing out. They've got a lot of respect for one another, but there's very much a chess match going on here. Edwards got a few different counters that he's trying to play off, the things that he's expecting from Eblen. And Eblen trying to fool Fabian Edwards so he could get in on those hips and work those takedowns, which, as he knows from that first time around, was not an easy thing to do. He's being far more intelligent about his setup this time. There's that beautiful uppercut counter.
Yeah, and Johnny waving it off.
The thing that Johnny's got to do is he's got to acknowledge that technique is there. Like, he could start to think about it, he gets hit with it again, even though it's to the body, racking up points, and one of them, you sink that fist into the solar plexus and it can steal your soul.
And it serves the dual purpose of Johnny Eblen can't dive down to the hips or legs of Fabian Edwards without potentially running straight onto that fist. Now Edwards push kicking to the body.
This might be the first round that Edwards hasn't hit the deck, hasn't been on the mat. Well, I say that, and there's the shot. That outside single.
There were two good right hands there from Eblen. Pops him and then goes straight again, transition into the takedown.
Runs the pipe.
So halfway point of round three, Fabian Edwards once again on the ground underneath Johnny Eblen. Eblen now 8 for 8 on takedowns. This is the first of 3 title bouts on our main card tonight here in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The Battle of the Giants features this, the Bellator middleweight fight. A super fight between Chris Cyborg and Larissa Pacheco in our next bout, which will be our co-main event, and then we will finish tonight with the return of Francis Ngannou as he takes on Renan Ferreira. 2 heavyweight titans squaring off.
Eblen's just putting on a clinic, a Division I wrestling clinic and riding. Every time he's taking him down, he's just grinding on him, making him carry, driving through his feet, hips on hips, carrying all that weight. He's gonna cinch. He can get his hands locked. I don't think he has his hands locked. He's trying to get his hands locked there. Oh, he's gonna get out.
Lovely front kick. Yeah, right.
Toes dug right into the liver of Johnny Eblen.
You know, it's a really useful mentality that comes from wrestling, Randy, and you'll be able to speak to this much better than me. But the mentality of coming from wrestling into mixed martial arts and being okay with trying and failing on takedowns and keep trying again and keep trying again. Whereas sometimes a striker, they can get caught into the trap of trying to be too perfect, right? I don't want to get touched at all. I want to be clean and crisp and land all of my techniques.
Oh, nice flying knee.
Like, Eblen never seems discouraged, even if Fabian scrambles back to his feet. It doesn't slow him down from attempting to set the takedown up again. There's that slip counter. Oh, and an elbow from Eblen that time.
And he went right underneath after the elbow, ducked down, and he'll try to get Fabian Edwards to the ground one more time here in the third round. Pressure against the smart cage barrier. And we'll finish round 3 there.
Stop!
I agree. Fabian needs to be a bit more aggressive. I think he needs to pick up his pace. That's what I was talking about in that last round where, you know, sometimes strikers, they want to be a bit perfect, you know. This is a bit better. He's picking a bit more. There's that counter. He keeps investing in that. I'd like him to follow it up, though, because every time, even if he throws it and misses it, Eblen is out of shape. Yeah. He's in a bad position. He could follow it up with some more strikes, but again, it's often, I feel, with Fabian, he's looking for that perfect single punch where he just puts somebody out.
So a wheel kick attempt there from Eblen. That's not what wrestlers do, Randy.
No, it's definitely not.
This is better pressure from Fabian.
Oh!
Nice combination.
A short little right hand from Eblen.
Adjusted the reach on his punches to make sure they landed in close.
Something else to consider as well is I think Fabian's going to do better taking some of these punches from Eblen if he's not moving backwards at the same time. Get a bit of Mike Tyson, tuck up and weave himself inside a little bit.
Find the counter from there.
Exactly, yes, yeah.
There's the counter left again from Fabian Edwards. By itself, to the chagrin of Dan Hardy. Good left again. Snap the head of Eblen back on that one.
I gotta watch what I'll say. He'll kick my ass in the gym next time I visit Renegade. I'm not gonna say too much. Look, the thing is, if it works, right? If you slip counter and you ping this guy, put him unconscious, then you're laughing. You know, you've proved your point that this is what you need to do. But against someone like Johnny Eblen, you've got to look at what Kasanganay did to him. Kept pressure on him, kept throwing, kept digging to the body. Giving him too much space to work. He's giving him too much space to set up these takedowns. And Eblen is just, as you said, Randy, putting on a clinic. He's just dominating here with his wrestling.
Edwards gave up that takedown a little easier than he'd given up any of the others in this fight.
And the more times Fabian has to defend takedowns, which he's now been doing for the best part of 20 minutes, his takedown defense starts to slow, starts to weaken a little bit. His reaction times aren't quite as quick. He doesn't spring back to his feet quite as much. And look how Eblen's controlling that back foot. Very interesting. It's going to be making...
Ankle ride.
Yeah, ankle ride, right?
Ankle ride. A nice tight waist and an ankle ride, and every time he gets to his feet, he cinches that grip. He'll come to the far side. He'll pick him back up and put him right back on his deck.
Over and over again, Johnny Eblen reintroducing Fabian Edwards to the canvas in our smart cage.
The ankle ride again, Randy. That must be so difficult to free up in wrestling shoes.
It is hard. You have to be careful with guys that are good at rolling the leg locks if you want to hook that ankle that way. But obviously with Edwards, we've never seen him roll to an ankle lock. He just wants to stand up.
Yeah. See, and you can see that the will to scramble now is starting to leave.
Waning.
Fabian.
It absolutely is. He's a little disheartened. He just keeps getting dropped. Every time he gets back to his feet, he gets picked up and dropped again.
I mean, this is just exhausting for both of these guys. I remember Gregor Gillespie saying something once. He said, I knew I had to get myself tired to get him tired. Right, and that's something that Eblen accepts before he even steps into the cage. He knows he's going to be exhausted at some point in this fight, but if he's exhausted and winning, it doesn't matter. Fabian's going to try and break this grip. Every time he takes his hands off the canvas to start trying to fight this grip, you can see Eblen starts to lift him skywards.
He cinches on the opposite side, then brings his hips around just like that.
The other real danger there as well is as you're coming back down to the canvas and you post that hand, you've got to hope your elbow bends in the right direction.
Yeah,
We've
I've seen
that
some
a few
dislocations,
times, right?
yes.
Look how deep the right arm grip is for Johnny Eblen. Making sure he's tight on that waist.
Let's go, gentlemen, let's work. Work to finish, let's go.
Fabian's got to drop his weight here. He's got to spread his base and drop his weight, unless he's going to try for that Kimura trap, which he could, but it's too tight around the waist now.
Eblen separates to try with a combination.
Oh.
There's the uppercut again from Edwards, and a stabbing kick to the midsection. Trying to take advantage of the space here at the end of round 4.
I want to see Edwards lose his temper a little bit, right? I want to see him get angrier. All right, I feel like it's 4 rounds to 0, and I feel like Fabian's got to do something special here.
I agree with you on that. Absolutely.
We have, however, seen his brother Leon in this same situation. An uncorker, headshot dead.
Stop time!
Ooh.
I poke there.
Time.
That was a good one.
Right here. Hey. Stay right there. No coaching, guys. Stand over here. Just work it out. You got time, okay? You got time. Stay right here.
Take a look at this on a replay.
Hey, guys, get a wet towel. Give me a wet towel, please. You have time. You have time to work it out. Over here. Stay over here. You're going to go. Wet it, please. Put that in your eye. You have time, okay? You have time.
Hand was open.
Put it in your eye. You got time.
Oh, yeah. Almost Eblen almost moved into the open hand, though.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Poke him in the eye
He's ready to go.
the ring
Yeah.
finger, and one
Close your
scratched
fingers,
him
okay?
on the bridge of the
Close your
nose, I
fingers,
think, is
please.
where the
Okay.
blood's coming
All right,
from.
gentlemen. Bring it in, gentlemen.
It
Bring
may
it
be
in.
that's,
hey, guys. Hey,
it may
let's
be
keep
that-
it clean, all right, gentlemen? All right, accidental. Go!
Is the blood coming from the cut from the last fight? See, Eblen wants to keep the pressure on here. He doesn't want any time to recover because he's out in the lead right now. 4 rounds potentially on the scorecards in his favor.
Yeah.
And what he doesn't want is to give Fabian, you know, energy for these last 4 minutes where he can really start to turn things around.
Exactly.
He wants to keep that fatigue in his system, keep those lungs burning.
Stop! Time! Time! Right here, brother. Right
I'm
here. Stand over here.
I'm guessing Eblen will shake this off pretty
Yeah.
quick to keep the fight moving.
Over here.
I think so.
That was a push kick
How we feeling?
from Fabian Edwards. We'll take a look at this replay.
You okay? Okay. Hey,
Pulled the buckle of the belt
Let's go.
buckle of the shorts up
All
almost.
right, let's go.
But there's definite contact with the back half of Edwards' foot, but right back to the action as Randy anticipated.
Eblen knows fatigue is a weapon for him here. Lovely takedown defense there from Edwards.
Beautiful.
Much better on the front foot with his takedown defense than he is up against the fence.
Sure
moving
did.
away.
Yeah, did a great job getting his hand down in between them and pulled Eblen right up.
He'll start putting his punches together here. And you know that Eblen's going to disappear under it. The first opportunity of a good takedown, he's going to be gone. He's going to be in on those legs, trying to put this fight in a place where it's safe for the next 3.5 minutes.
Right now, Fabian Edwards playing the aggressor, continuing to stab away at the midsection with his own rear leg. Good left hand, left knee combination. Eblen fires right back.
Edwards is starting to find his mark.
If you're fighting Fabian Edwards with no time limits, I would imagine that his gas tank is going to last for a long, long time. And he's going to be able to keep picking at his opponents until something gets through. That was a lovely front kick again to the midsection.
He's
Perfectly
landed it
timed.
so many times in this fight. Johnny Eblen not showing any serious damage from it, but
Again, good takedown defense, beautiful hips.
this is the round that Fabian Edwards needs to have. Good left hand sneaks through. Over 2 minutes left in this 5th and final round. Eblen tries again for a takedown. Short elbow from Fabian Edwards. Eblen with the hook straight combination. Another left hand lands for Edwards.
There's that elbow.
Look at this. Dirty elbow boxing. Good jab from Eblen as he retreats.
Easily the best round so far for Fabian Edwards.
Absolutely. Stuck 4 takedowns in this round. He's letting his hands go.
I think maybe you got one of those don't let him bully your son conversations in the corner between rounds.
But look at Johnny Eblen. They call him pressure for a reason.
Absolutely right.
Even as Fabian Edwards is trying to build a little hope, he just pushes against the fence, stuffs everything.
Eblen with a little elbow of his own there.
Oh, that one hurts him, I think.
Another one to the midsection. Good counter from Eblen. Fabian Edwards putting in work on the midsection of Johnny Eblen here in this 5th and final round. Less than a minute to pull something out of his hat.
Both these guys are exhausted.
More body work from Fabian Edwards. Good left hand again.
Oh,
beautiful knee right up the middle.
Saw the shockwaves of that knee through Eblen's body.
30 seconds. Still time, but not a lot of it.
Torrential 5th round pace. Wow.
Eblen's got a head like a buffalo, man. He takes a shot so well. Things just bounce off him.
Final 10. Final bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance in the first of our world title fights tonight, we'll go now to your 3 judges. Brian Miner, Hadi Ali, Eric Colon. All 3 have it exactly the same at 48-47.
Just tell me who presents.
I'll see it for the winner by unanimous decision. And still, Bellator middleweight world champion Johnny Pressure